Hey, in this video about the basics of Waylay, we will be looking at the Data Explorer. This tool can be used to view historical metric data from multiple resources. We are able to access the Explorer in two different ways. Firstly, by clicking the Explorer button on the left-hand side of the screen. This takes us to an empty Explorer window, which we need to populate ourselves. Alternatively, we can go to a resource's metrics and click the Explorer button next to the metric we would like to view. This again takes us to the Explorer, but now it's automatically populated with the resource ID, metric name, and aggregation for the selected series. Down here we see the data of the metric. We call this time series data because it's a series of data points over time. At the top we are able to change the time range we want to view. We can choose to use arbitrary timestamps, a relative range, or use one of the quick selections. Next to the window select is a button for quickly zooming out. Lastly, we see a button to refresh the data manually or automatically with a certain time interval. This is particularly useful when observing live data. To add an extra series, simply click the Add Series button. Now we have to fill out the resource, metric name, and aggregation ourselves. This new series will be displayed underneath the previous one. This is useful when comparing time series. Now I would like to explain the concept of grouping and aggregation. When no grouping is selected, the aggregation in each series' definition will be ignored. But from the moment I select a grouping of 15 minutes, for example, the data will be represented in a 15-minute interval instead of the raw timestamps they came in. All data points that fall within one interval will get aggregated as specified for that series. The default is mean, but you could also select others, like the maximum, sum, or count. Lastly, we are able to save this configuration for later. We call these data queries because they specify a query on the metric data. Simply press Save, give the query a name, and confirm. You can find queries on the left-hand side under Analytics. Clicking on your saved data query from here will take you back to the Explorer with the configuration of that query filled out. Data queries will be covered in more detail in a future video. This was a basic overview of data exploration in the Waylay platform. Join me in future videos as we keep exploring the Waylay platform and its features.